India versus South Africa. Now I'm seeing all of these comments, I'm getting these messages, but that's boring. Like, we don't want to see it. Guys, what do you want then? Do we want it to be 2 days? Do we want it to be 3 days? Guys, this is exactly how a test match starts. That's probably going to be 4 days of cricket. So let's rejoice. Let's show the world what test match cricket is all about. And I think it's beautifully set up for South Africa versus India for us to have at least a lovely 4 days. Here's my review of day 1. First of all, thank you everybody for tuning into my watch along, my live. We're building a lovely little community there, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun talking to you guys, watching the cricket. You know, we get into some interesting debates and chats, so thank you so much for that. Now let's get to the cricket. First off, surprise, surprise, Temba Bavuma wins another toss. His name does not just mean hope, it means luck as well, clearly. So that was obviously good for South Africa. I think a lot of missed opportunities. South Africa, they would feel this is the type of pitch where if you apply yourself, if you play good cricket, if you get through the tough moments, like I thought Markram and Rickleton, again, they do all the hard work, they get through the new ball, and then they lose focus and concentration. Guys, we sometimes forget this role in cricket, in test cricket, right? Where it's the toughest time to bat is against the new ball, and how these guys so often set up the innings, right, for the guys coming in later, and things are just a little bit easier for them. For example, having to face Bumrah for 7 overs. So Raj, every time for me, I don't know what your feeling is on this, let me know what you think about this, but every time he's not been starting very well, and India really need him to start well. Let's see how he does tomorrow morning with this second new ball. But this is the second test match in a row for me where he's not starting well. And because India don't really have that many options, they've got NKR in. By the way, what's your feeling? Apparently Sundar isn't going to bat at 3. I think he's going to go in at 3 and Sudarshan's going to go in at 4. Let me know what you think about that as well. But yeah, Siraj will have to do better. It's all about partnership bowling. So if Bumrah builds all the pressure and then Siraj goes and he bowls wayward deliveries, going for 4 leg byes, 4 wides, whatever. Okay, you don't easily get 4 wides in test cricket, but you know what I mean, right? You need to build pressure together, and that's going to be interesting for South Africa because there's no Corbin Bosch. And Mulder only bowled, I think, 4 or 5 overs, and he opened the bowling and it didn't really work out. Look, 128 kilometers, I've said this before, doesn't really work in India, but this is a different part of India. Test cricket has never been played at Guwahati. I saw some grass on the pitch. Maybe, you know, just maybe he could surprise the I almost said England batters, Indian batters. So maybe we'll have to see about that bit. I'm happy to see Muthusamy in. You all know I'm a huge fan of him. I'm a huge fan of when a player does something good, when a player does something well. You know, man of the series. I mean, dropping him, I didn't like that. You need to reward players like that. They've done more than enough to deserve their spot, and he's done it as a batter, right? So it's good to have that extra lefty there at the back. And now India, they've got that extra right-hander in NKR. So maybe not the worst move from a batting perspective, but we'll see how he bats. But anyway, what I was saying, this does look like the type of pitch where we can see a couple of centuries, maybe 1 or 2, depending, maybe 3 or 4, we'll have to see, but it's a red soil, right? So as the days continue on, things are going to spice up a bit more and the spin is going to come into play. India left out Akshar Patel. I thought that was the right move, although we have not really quite seen the best of Sundar yet. Kuldeep looked for me like the most threatening spinner there today, so we'll see how he does tomorrow. He was really good for me. I don't think our batters always read him quite well, but from a South African standpoint, you know, somebody has to kick on. I really hope it's Muthusamy because he's back in the side. Somebody needs to get an 80 or 100 or whatever. We still can. Look, big match for Carl Verreynne as well. He hasn't had the best of, in tennis they call it the Asian swing. So let's just steal that here. He hasn't had the best Asian swing. I think it's a big game for him. Look, there are players knocking on doors. You've got the young Luandre Pretorius. The same thing for a Diewald Brevis, you know, not in the side today. You got to look at that pitch and you got to think, oof, that's got a bit of a Travis Head situation written all over it, Diewald Brevis on this pitch. So again, they didn't opt for that. Look, if South Africa, I think India taking that last wicket really evens it up. Tomorrow morning, again, today, first hour, no wickets. So far in this series, every first hour, every first 10 overs of the day, no wickets. So we'll see if this trend continues tomorrow. But a big morning for India, because I feel like when South Africa passes the 300 mark, we've seen the damage that Muthusamy and Amar Haraj can do at the back. Jansen is still there. He can come and play some shots. If South Africa get to 350, I'll feel very confident. But if we only get 300, I got to say on this pitch, I won't be 100% sure. I'm not sure how much it is going to deteriorate. I do think that our spinners have shown the class in that first test match, and they'll come out here and they'll do the same thing. India will have to bat last unless they make 500 or 600 in their innings, which that will be bloody brilliant. I really don't hope that happens, but anyway, we'll have to see. But yeah, I think everything is evenly matched. It's well poised. It's well set up for this to be a fantastic 4-day test match. What was your opinion? And I hope to see you guys tomorrow on the live watch along. I'll schedule something again tonight for tomorrow. Thank you guys.